I wanted to start taking a look and covering some lesser known, lesser used Linux distributions that I think have merit because of some of the things they offer over the more popular distributions that seem to get most of the coverage. So GeckoLinux is a Linux spin based on the openSUSE distribution, and it has a focus on polish and out-of-the-box usability on the desktop. It's available as a static system based on openSUSE Leap and also the rolling variant of Tumbleweed. They also include a number of spins of GeckoLinux featuring different desktop environments. And of course, the two that I would be most interested in would be Cinnamon and Plasma, so I'm going to take a look at those today. And they offer some other interesting features such as power management out of the box with TLP. They have font rendering, a curated set of desktop programs, and proprietary codecs. They're reusing the infrastructure that's already in place for openSUSE, so no repackaging or modification, and it can always be upgraded along with openSUSE in the future. So you're basically getting all the benefits of running openSUSE with some nice customizations on top of it and some curated applications and media codecs and all of those things that make life a little easier when using a desktop Linux distribution. So some of the key differences are that GeckoLinux is an offline installable live DVD image, whereas openSUSE has the full DVD installer, a net install, or Tumbleweed Live. This just simplifies the challenge of going to openSUSE and figuring out what to download and then how to end up with the desktop that you're looking for. And I guess the proof in that is if you come to openSUSE's website, they give you the choice between Tumbleweed and Leap, and they're explaining that it's a rolling release versus the regular release of Leap. And you can get more information and find out and read. But I've found that it can be a little confusing to really understand what you're getting. And then let's just say you have enough knowledge to pick Tumbleweed because you want a rolling release. Well, when you do that, as was stated on the GeckoLinux page, you now sort of have to pick, okay, I've got this full DVD versus a network image, which is nothing but the installer. And there are some live options here, but they are limited to just these, GNOME and KDE and XFCE. So if you want Cinnamon, if you want something else, then it's a little less straightforward. And then if we go back and look at Leap, you sort of run into the same situation where you have the full DVD, the network image, and then a live of GNOME and KDE. But again, if you're not interested in those specifically, it's a little more effort. So really, I'm not going to claim that makes a process that really isn't, I would say, insurmountably difficult, but it does at least sort of standardize the fact that if you are using GeckoLinux, you pick the desktop you want to use, you download it, you install it, and that's a very sort of simple, straightforward path versus openSUSE can be a little confusing. So as they mentioned up above, there are customized editions optimized for different desktop environments, comes pre-installed with niceties, proprietary media codecs, and also interestingly they use the Pacman repo, which is something that most people suggest that you would install and use anyway because there are many sort of quality of life improvements in the Pacman repo. That's where all of the patent encumbered software or non-open source software would be. They mention also the font rendering, which I'm not sure I've seen a specific issue with in openSUSE, but it is maybe something, obviously if they're calling attention to it, it must be something that it has merit. They also mention that GeckoLinux does not force the installation of additional recommended packages after system installation, whereas openSUSE pre-installs patterns and automatically installs recommended package dependencies, thus causing many additional and possibly unwanted packages to be installed the first time the package manager is used. Now, I can attest to this where the package patterns definitely install a lot of things that really you don't need if you're trying, especially if you're trying to run a lean system. So again, it's not like having those extra packages. Is it going to be a major difference? I'm not entirely convinced that it would be, but it is nice to know that you can be a little more lean and targeted with what's getting installed. All right, so what additions do we have here? Well, we've got Cinnamon, which is their flagship version, which of course to me, as someone who really appreciates Cinnamon, that's a wonderful thing to see. I've done a video on installing Cinnamon on openSUSE, and it's some steps to get there versus something like this where you could just download it and have it. Got XFCE, GNOME, Plasma, Mate, LXQT, and a bare bones version as well. So you've got pretty much all of your bases covered there. I would assume if you installed the bare bones, then you could just install any openSUSE pattern off of the one-click install. That counts for both. This is the static editions and the rolling editions, and they also have a next version as well. So let's see what downloading the rolling Cinnamon looks like. And you're just going to get your x86 64, so 64-bit version ISO. I've done all this. I'm going to go ahead and just take a jump into the Cinnamon version, and we'll take a look around and see what you get out of the box. So this is a pretty standard Cinnamon install here. I am not going to say that this is my favorite theming, but you know, each to his own on theming. I can't fault anyone specifically for their theme choices. Everybody has their own tastes, so I'm really not going to focus too much on that. But let's look at the curated applications that we get here. So it looks like image viewer, document viewer, Firefox, Pigeon, Thunderbird, transmission. You have the LibreOffice suite installed. We have VLC and Clementine. It's a pretty lean system. There really aren't a lot of extra packages here. You know, Thunderbird, Firefox, transmission for BitTorrent. I mean, you've sort of got the bases covered, but they didn't overdo adding all of that in. So because this is openSUSE, we have access to tools like Yast. So we can still access all of that openSUSE goodness. Certainly Yast is one of the more impressive features of openSUSE. If you've never used Yast, there are, you know, a ton of sysadmin type tools in here. You can really control your system in a graphical way. You know, look at your kernels, look at software repositories. It's really flexible. There's a lot you can do with this. Yast is definitely one of those excellent openSUSE utilities, giving you access to do things on your system. So yeah, I mean, that is really the promise here, is that you're getting a full openSUSE system with the desktop of your choice, with the base system being, you know, unencumbered. I don't see any specific packages or tools or anything for GeckoLinux as a separate sort of additional thing. And I'm a big fan of being as close to the underlying distribution as possible. I do appreciate situations where there's maybe some additional tools like welcome screens and configuration tools, ways to guide users and things like that. But in terms of the fundamentals of the system, I really prefer when a variant distribution or a spin does not really change too much under the underlying system. A lot of this for me just has to do with, if I'm using openSUSE, I want to be able to go to the forums. I want to be able to look for information specific to openSUSE and not have some sort of odd thing happening because, let's say in this case, GeckoLinux decided to make some kind of change to that fundamental aspect of the system. Now all of a sudden I'm looking for information on openSUSE and finding answers that aren't working for me because it's really specific to GeckoLinux. Admittedly, Gecko is a pretty small distro, so like if you look at their support page, what they're really doing is just sending you to, or if you look at the forum, like everything's really on GitHub. So the forum is essentially just GitHub, you know, tickets or issues. Documentation is a GitHub wiki. So if they were to change a lot in here, it might be difficult to find the answer you're looking for. Fortunately, GeckoLinux isn't doing that, as I said. All right, let's take a look at Plasma. And what you're getting here is, again, going to be the latest versions of Plasma, because this is Tumbleweed and it is a rolling release. So we're getting the latest updates as they come out and are packaged and released. Again, theming, really sort of not quite what I'm used to, but you know, the lovely part of Plasma is that you just come in and say, I would like to have Breeze Dark or Breeze, and you know, before you know it, you're right back to what you'd expect to see. You know, I'm pretty boring when it comes to Plasma. I mean, I like some of the opacities and shadowing and all that sort of stuff, but the Breeze theme for me just really makes the most sense, and I really appreciate it. So this is an excellent way to get Plasma on top of openSUSE. And I mean, Plasma is already a sort of a first-class citizen, so I wouldn't say this is as challenging as Cinnamon would be to roll out. But it is, again, nice to have this sort of live snapshot installer Gecko gives you. And this is a perfectly fine, clean implementation. I'm assuming we'll have the same exact package set here. Yeah, Pigeon, Thunderbird, Firefox, Clementine, VLC, Office. Yeah, so you're getting the same set of packages, just a different desktop environment. That's great. It's a nice, sane, clean starting point that you can use to jump off into whatever direction you want to go. And so I have a lot of respect for the GeckoLinux team, and I honestly, I'm not sure if it is a team, because when you read the who am I at the bottom, it's basically just someone saying I've used Linux. So this could be one person. I tried to find some information on who it was, and I couldn't find anything. The other thing I'll mention is that on DistroWatch, according to them and also Wikipedia, their first release was in May of 2016. So this has been around for about 3 years now. And something else I'll say is that when you look at things like Antergos going away and closing down, and maybe other smaller distributions where they don't necessarily have the time, energy, or interest to be updating it all the time, particularly, again, where they have made plenty of customizations that could, if not maintained, cause a problem for you managing your system. In this case, I would feel really confident using GeckoLinux simply because it's just basing itself on openSUSE's default install, and you're not going to run into a problem in the future if, for whatever reason, the person that is maintaining this decides that they're not going to do it anymore. You just have an openSUSE system that you can then continue to run into perpetuity, because there's nothing specific about what Gecko's doing to change that. So there you go. That's my quick look at GeckoLinux. I really had no interest in making it a super in-depth, let's click every single thing. I just wanted to give you an overview, make sure people even knew that it was there. It seems like a fantastic option if you're interested in openSUSE, and in particular, maybe one of the desktops that isn't a first-class citizen. This seems like a very straightforward way to get to that and to use it and get up and running quickly. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end here. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, please leave them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.